All right. Thank you, hi. We're doing this as best as we can, but welcome to What in the Fairy Tone is Precure, a quick look at a niche magical girl series. I'm Shiro-chan cosplayer. My history in Precure is I got into the show about 9 years ago through Hulu back when it was free. I'm old, I know. And I saw the show called Precure. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be stupid. Look where I am now, 9 years later. And soon after that, I found out there was a whole metaseries. So because of that, there's a lot of people who ask how to start, what's this whole series, what to do. So I want to kind of help, even though there are some guys out there. If I can learn how to work my computer, that would be great. Thank you, computer. So, in short, what is Precure? Precure or Pretty Cure is a magical girl meta series that is popular with younger girls in Japan. There are some other big demographics. I think some middle-aged young adults also for women, and there is a certain demographic of males. It was started by a group going by the pen name Izumi Todo in 2004 as a Toei show, so the same studio that did One Piece, Digimon, Sailor Moon. It has been going strong since then, and even now it has had 17 seasons and currently 26, though number 27 is on the horizon, movies. Is this Sailor Moon ripoff? Short story, no. If anything, Precure is more compared to Super Sentai or Power Rangers because they are sometimes more physical attack based and not magical attack. Even with everything in its audience, Precure is a series still mainly aimed at little girls in Japan, so that means they will prioritize happy themes, though they don't shy away from some darker themes and thoughts throughout the series, and merchandise toys that make some money, like any other business. You will also notice throughout the seasons, there are some similar characters. Like most of the time, the pink lead cure is either a really bad at school and very sporty, or very hyperactive. The blues usually range between another hyperactive, but that's very rare, and the student council president, the smart one. Yellows seem to be shy sweets most of the time, or just really cool. How do I start? All series and movies have for sure been fan subbed. Due to legal reasons, I will not be providing these sub sites. You probably can look them up yourself. However, for sanity's sake, just know all these series can be found through these sites. If they have any official sites beyond that, I will make a note in the series. For the series, all series except for 2 and technically a few episodes of another one are actually standalone. They have their own team, they have their own goals, and you don't need to watch any other series prior to it, really. The only 2 seasons this apply to is Max Heart, which is a sequel to Futaiwa, and Yes 5 Go Go, which is a sequel to Yes 5. So those guys, you should watch the first 2 seasons, or the first season of that set. Also, episodes 23 and 36 of HUGTTO does show past precures from previous seasons and have little hints at them, but that will be discussed more during the section. Trust me, we'll go through all the seasons, I promise. Don't mind me, I'm just checking. Movies are a different sort of matter. For the season-specific movies, they aren't canon, or it's very rare that it's canon, but it's supposed to be a supplement to their respective season, and it usually spoils the 6th Ranger Cure this season, so catching up on it would be your best bet. Along with the season-specific movies, there is a set of all-star movies, which sets different seasons of cures in one place. While the movie does actually reveal 6 Ranger Cures, spoilers for each of their seasons, watching the related seasons outside of being close to that season isn't required. They're usually placed early in the season, so the currently airing season at this point usually does not have their 6th Ranger Cure, so you won't be spoiled on that. There is one movie that counts as both a season-specific movie and an All-Stars movie, which is HUGTTO X Futaiwa All-Stars Memories, and both of these apply to it, I promise. Alright, so the beginning was Futaiwa Precure. It aired 2004 to 2005 and follows Nagisa Misumi, Cure Black, Honoka Yukishiro, Cure White, Mipple, and later Porun. The themes are basic, light, and dark. Nothing special. It was the first series. It focused more on the daily life of the girls and their relationships with each other, becoming friends, because neither of them knew each other before this, really. Relationship with their families, with their classmates. This season had a really, really big focus on teamwork to the point that, and this was new at the time, that they could not transform or even do their finisher without being together and holding hands. If they were apart for any reason, they could still physically attack, but they couldn't do anything past that. This season also had the most dubs, including Italian and an English one, though the English dub was only shown in Canada and Europe. And this is one of the few seasons that's currently on Crunchyroll. However, the audio quality isn't the best. It's kind of VHS quality, so you may have to decide what's best for you there. After that, they fell up with Futari Max. I can speak, I promise. Futari wa Precure Max Heart aired in 2005-2006. This continues Nagisa and Honoka's story while adding to the main cast Hikari Kujo / Shiny Loomis and Lulun. After the previous series, Guardian Life was saved by Honoka and Nagisa, and they lost contact with their little mascots. Eventually, they got back to contact with mascots, only to find out that the queen of the magical world pretty much passed on, gave her life to someone, broke into 12 hotels, and they had to collect that with their new member. This was also the first season to have movies, or a movie, and it actually had 2 movies instead because it was the first season, so it had Futari wa Precure Max Heart, the movie is usually what's labeled, but it's like something with a diamond line. I always mess that up. And then Futari wa Precure Max Heart, Friends of the Snow-Laden Sky. Futari wa Precure Splash Star aired from 2006 and 2007, and this was the first season with a new team. It follows Saki Hyuga, Kier Bloom / Kier Bright, Mai Mishao, Kier Egret / Kier Wendy, Flappy, Chappy, and later Moop and Foop. This was actually also the first season to do form changes. Midway through, the Kiers get another set of forms to help their powers. The related movie for this with Tic Tac Crisis Hanging by a Thin Thread. This was the season that focused more on the Earth than the legendary world that they were helping. And it was all about nature, spirits, all that. Just like the previous season, it also focuses on teamwork and needing to be together to attack and transform. If you notice, the main characters are very similar to the previous series main characters. It was actually to the point that the Italian dub almost dubbed Saki and Mai by Nagisa and Honoka. Turns out they actually just didn't get the scripts at time, and then the characters were named appropriately when they dubbed it Italian. This also has a meme song called Gamelan Say Dance as the second ending, and it was used for 2 more seasons after this as an ending song. I think that's the only time that's ever happened. Yeah, it is the only time that's ever happened except for the movies. After that, we follow up with Yes Precure 5, which aired 2007 to 2008, with the relay movie of The Mirror Kingdom's Miraculous Adventure. It follows Nozomi Yumehara, Kier Dream, Ren Natsuki, Kier Rouge, Urawa Kasagano, Kier Lemonade, Komachi Akimoto, Kier Mint, Karen Minazuki, Kier Aqua, Coconut, and Milk. Nozomi never knew what to do with her life and didn't have any special dreams, but always cheered on her friends until she met Coco, who was a human male. Whoops. And once saving Coco and becoming Precure, she found out that she wants to help Coco restore his kingdom. This is the first series to ditch the thought of needing to transform together, and it's more like a team like Super Sentai and Power Rangers. And the themes of the season were butterflies and elements for the Cure's powers. So Kier Aqua had water, Kier Mint had plants, Rouge had fire, Lemonade. It's kind of weird. It was like butterflies and lights, and then Dream is dreams and hopes. And then the last sequel season we've had so far is Yes Precure 5 Go Go, following up on that. 2008-2009 with the related movie of Happy Birthday in the Land of Sweets. It follows the last season with a new enemy along with the introduction of Kirumi Mimino / Milky Rose and Syrup. Along with the previous themes, it adds roses to their themes. This is also the last season with a hand-drawn ending song. Like each of the seasons before this had a hand-drawn ending song. Gamelan Say Dance had like an actual dance to it. And this is the first time we had an All-Stars instance where all the previous seasons got to meet them. However, it was only a 5-minute short that aired with the movie this season. So we didn't get a full-blown movie yet. After that was Fresh Precure, aired 2009-2010 with the related movie of The Kingdom of Toys Have Lots of Secrets. It follows Love Amazono / Kier Peach, Miki Ayano, Kier Berry, Yamabuki Inori, Kier Pine, Setsuna Higashi, Cure Passion, Tarte, and Chiffon. Love is always there for her friends and wants to help them, and she's crying after one of her friends got rejected by Love. And her and Miki and Inori have been friends forever. So they try and cheer her up, doesn't work. Love gets tickets to her favorite dancer and gets to see the show, and that's where everything spirals on, and she becomes a Precure and drags her friends into becoming Precures. Hi! We are in the middle of the panel, I'm sorry. I cannot control my computer, I'm sorry, too. And from then on, they become a Precure group. They also became their own little dance group. The themes this season were card suits, dancing, and fruits. The heel face turn, which is now a normal trope of Precure, started this season where one of the villains becomes good. I will not say how good, but it's also the first instance of the 6th Ranger cure in the season, which is now a normal trope too. Previous season, we did have a new cure, but it was usually in between the 2 cycle seasons. This season was actually very experimental, as it was actually used to determine the fate of the series as it aired. So pretty much if Fresh did really badly, we wouldn't have had 17 seasons, ironically. But it worked. After that is one of 2 most popular and beloved seasons, HEARTCATCH Precure. It aired 2010 to 2011 with the relay movie of the fashion show in the flower capital, really. It follows Tsubomi Hanasaki, Cure Blossom, Erika Kurumi, Cure Marine, Itsuki Miyoden, Cure Sunshine, Yuri Tsukigage, Cure Moonlight, Shipure Kofre, and Popuri. Tsubomi moved to this new town. She had this dream of Precure, protecting the heart tree, failing. Her first day of school, she's very shy. She's not very confident in herself. Erika tries to push her a little too much. And that's where she becomes a Precure, only to find out she is actually the weakest Precure in history. This is also one of the first season to actually say that there was Precures in the past. We never really know if there's Precures in the past, or they're just mentioned. This one actually shows a few past Precures. The themes this season were flowers and fashion. If you notice the visual style, it is actually done by the creator of Ojamajo Doremi, so that's why the characters' designs might be very familiar. It is one of the best, if not then the best, series declared by friends. And while previous series have dabbled in darker themes, HEARTCATCH was like one of the first seasons to full on embrace them, because there was people being very unsure of themselves. There were deaths. I will not spoil which deaths, but there were deaths. Character growth, all that jazz. After that, we had Sweet Precure, which, to be honest, is actually one of my favorite seasons. And everyone's favorite season is different, so don't assume that means it's a good season. It's just my favorite. It aired 2011 to 2012 with the relay movie of Take It Back, the miraculous melody that connects hearts. It follows Hibiki Hojo, Cure Melody, Kanade Minimono, Cure Rhythm, Ellen Kurokawa, Cure Beat, Cure Muse, and Cure Hummy. This season's theme is just basically music. There's like a little bit of a sweets theme, like yummy sweets, but it's mainly just music. The town's all musical. Hibiki and Kanade have been friends forever, which is a definite turn off from previous series where they were kind of friends. But due to a misunderstanding, their first day of middle school, they started fighting against each other and are completely enemies, and they had to restore their friendship to work together as Precure. It returns to the original duo at first, with Melody and Rhythm having to be together to do anything. They do have their own separate attacks, unlike the first few seasons. But basically, if their hearts aren't in sync even, and they're fighting with each other, their power, they pretty much have no power. This is also a season really steeped in mysteries, either characters that are introduced in the series, like keeping Cure Muse a secret until the end, and even at one point giving a fake beat and symphony to throw out the trail. That is why actually Cure Muse. It has been out for years, I know, but if you haven't been spoiled on Cure Muse, please don't spoil yourself, would be what I would say. This is the most like mystery we had before, of everyone be like, who's Cure Muse? Who's Cure Muse? We're all trying to figure out who Cure Muse is, and then Whether it's good or bad, it is a big twist, and it's kind of heartwarming even if you think it's a bad twist. After that, we had Smile Precure 2012-2013 with the relay movie of the big mismatch in the picture book. It follows Miki Hoshizora, Cure Happy, Akane Hino, Cure Sunny, Yayoi Kise, Cure Peace, Now Midorikawa, Cure March, Reika Okoi, Cure Beauty, Candy, and Pop. The themes for this season were fairy tales and creating your own story, like your own ending. Miyuki just moved to this town, meets Candy. She's very, very interested in fairy tales and all of that. Meets her new classmates, and from there she becomes Precure and finds her team. This season returns to the Super Sentai teams where we have like 5 cures and it's a big team. This is also the only season since the trope of the 6 Ranger cure being introduced to not have a 6 Ranger cure to date. Minus the last few episodes if you count that, but we don't have like a mid-season cure or anything. It's also currently one of the few like English dub seasons. If you've heard of Glitter Force on Netflix, this is the season that original Glitter Force was dubbed from. It is very Americanized. There is a bit of a disagreement in the fandom. Some people are okay with it because we've been used to the like Americanized dubs of 4 Kids and all that. A lot of people do not like that's not close to the source material. Take your pick. Just don't be a jerk. I personally was okay with it. And it introduced a lot of people into Precure. After that, we had Doki Precure, which was 2013-2014, with the relay movies of Mana is Getting Married, The Dress of Hope That Connects to the Future. It follows Mana Ida, Cure Heart, Rika Hoshikawa, Cure Diamond, Alice Yotsuba, Cure Rosetta, Makoto Kenzaki, Cure Sword, Aguri Madoka, Cure Ace, Shararu, Raquel, Lan, Stabby, and I. The themes for this season are card suits and emotions. Mana is class president. She wants to make sure everyone's happy. She wants to take care of everyone. She's been friends with Alice and Rika forever. Kind of like another season. Sword does not want help, but eventually she warms up to the team and joins in. All that fun jazz. I know I say all that fun jazz a lot. I'm sorry. This is also the last season to be dubbed by Saban so far on Netflix under the name Glitter Force Doki Doki. And as of right now, it is more than likely going to be the last season dubbed by Saban. Because if I remember correctly, the rights for Glitter Force has returned to Hasbro, and they haven't done anything with it yet. So we will see if we actually get another Glitter Force, or if we do get another dub, or if it's going to be Precure. After that, we have Happiness Charge Precure 2014-2015 with the related movie of Ballerina of the Doll Kingdom. It follows Megumi Aino, Cure Lovely, Hime Shirayuki, Cure Princess, Yuko Mori, Cure Honey, Ayona Hikawa, Cure Fortune, I keep forgetting to make that change, Ribbon, and Glasses. The themes this season were dancing, mirrors, and fashion. And this was the first season with form changes since Splash Star. But they were only like for finishers compared to Splash Star. Megumi is just one of those bubbly cures that are generic, if that makes sense. She has her own personality, but she meets Hime, who is very, very shy. She's a princess of her kingdom, trying to fix it. In another one of the weakest Precures. Hime likes Megumi enough that she's like, I'm going to make her pretty cure, and gives her the sword, and voila! And shenanigans ensue. Ignoring my horrible spelling, this is the first season to celebrate the series anniversary in show. It was the 10th one at the time. Where the previous cures gave an opening message each episode. It started with Cure Black and then with Cure White, but everyone else in the middle was kind of random, except for there was one that the Happiness Charge had their own little opening, but it was really nice to see all the cures again. However, outside of that, they didn't appear in the episode. We didn't have any extra time with our old cures. This is the first season where we had the Pass the Torch. At the end of the season, after credits and everything, Cure Lovely passed the torch to the next pink cure. Be like, thank you for watching our show. Please watch the new season. Please keep supporting us. This is also the first instance of international cures. We had HEARTCATCH that had the previous cures more fleshed out. This one we actually see cures all around the world. Unlike previous seasons, there was I think there was 2 American teams, Hawaiian and Texas. There was a France team, there was an Indian team, and we even got like one episode of exploring one of those teams, so it's kind of cool. After that, we have Go Princess Precure. 2015-2016 with the Relay movie of Go Go Gorgeous Triple Feature. This is the other season that's usually the most memorable of everyone. It follows Haruka Haruna, Cure Flora, Minami Kaido, Cure Mermaid, Kirara Amanagawa, Cure Twinkle, Toa Akagi, Cure Scarlet, Perfume, and Aroma. Then the themes are princesses and dreams. Haruka met this boy when she was younger that was supposedly a prince, and since then she's wanted to become a princess, no matter how clumsy she is and not very good at attaining it, and how, life is like, you can't be a princess, it's not a real thing. That's when she meets Perfume, Aroma. They make her become a Precure. She finds out that the person in charge of their kingdom was actually the prince she met as a kid, and she wants to save this prince and enrolls friends, like every other season. It also dealt with some, like, darker themes, I think, too, but not as much as HEARTCATCH. This is the first season to go past the normal baton pass, I believe. If not, then that would be next season. And along with a preview of the new cure, or the new series, with a thank you message, the lead cure for the next season appears in the last episode, I believe. I'm almost sure that actually started next season, but just in case. So they fight alongside them in that last episode, which is usually not really plot related. After that, we had MAHOU Tsukai Precure, 2016-2017, with the related movie of Miraculous Transformation, Cure Mofrun. It follows Mirai Asahina, Cure Miracle, Riko Azoi, Cure Magical, Kotoha Hanami, Cure Fleece, and Mofrun. The theme this season was mainly magic. Like, Izayoi is actually a witch from this magical world. Think of, like, Harry Potter-ish. It's actually pretty much like Harry Potter. We have special foods, we have the train, we have wands, brooms. This is another season where the main characters need to be together to transform at all. It's also the first season to not have a traditional transformation item in Precure sense. Usually the transformations here, or items here, are like phones, communes. There was watches, there was perfumes, there was brooches, mirrors. This season, instead, we used the plush mascot, Mofrun, to the point that Mofrun's actually probably the most popular mascot for the series, even years after the series or the season aired. Mofrun was the mascot for the now defunct mobile game, even up till the game unplugged itself, and even now has a couch based on her. I want that couch, but it's so expensive. Anyways, Mofrun's probably most popular mascot ever, even though it's been about good 4 or 5 years since the series aired. Premises, Mirai likes magic and stuff and thinks it's real. She goes out, finds Riko looking for something and tries to help her, and that's when they discover they are the legendary magicians Precure. After that, we have Cure Precure a la mode. I know I did say that the series is not a Sailor Moon ripoff, but get your laughter out now, because this one's very similar to Tokyo Mew Mew. It's not exactly the same. Tokyo Mew Mew was more based on environment, but you can see there was some inspiration. It aired 2017 and 2018 with the Relay movie Crispy, the Millfleur of Memories. It follows Ichika Usami, Cure Whip, Himarayaza Gawa, I can speak, Cure Custard, Ayori Tatagami, Cure Gelato, Yukari Kotozume, Cure Macaron, Akira Kenjo, Cure Chocolate, Ciel Kirahoshi, Cure Parfait, and Pecorine. And the things for the season was sweets and animals, as I said, Tokyo Mew Mew. Ichika has dreams to bake and loves to bake, except for she is not very good at it. She meets Pecorine and Chorin, I believe. He's not like a regular mascot, but he's a mascot. And they teach her how to cook, and it comes out good, and bad guy wants to steal the sparkle, the cooking, and that's where she becomes a Precure to say that. This is also the first season to do a little something after the main show, which continues in a few other seasons. In this case, once in a while there was a quick sweets making segment, which was very cute. I know it did all the girls like specific animal sweets, and then there was a few others. It's also first of 2 series currently that doesn't always have a monster day. But I know the first few episodes of this, it was like little fairies, if that makes sense. This is also the season that has been most recently added to Crunchyroll's library. It aired in France first, and then the rest got it in their library, which was kind of a surprise for everyone. After that, we had HUGTTO Precure, which was aired 2017-2018. It follows Hana no no Kiryel, Saya Yakushiji Kirange, Homare Kagayaki Kiratoa, Emirusaki Kiramashri, Lulu Moore Kiramore, Henry and Hugtan. The theme is dreams, jobs, and the future. Hana wants to be seen as an adult and wants to be like known as an adult, except for that never really works. Her first day of new school, her brains are cut too short. She meets Saya and Homore though, who have their own dreams. Then she meets Henry. Wow, that's supposed to be Harry. Henry's a different character in this season, actually. Harry and Hugtan, which came from the future as their time froze still thanks to Karaisu Corporation. I can speak. And they need their help to get the future moving again. This is also the last season currently with 2 cures need to be together to transform. However, so far this is the only season that they are actually not the main cures. Instead, it's the 2 6 ranger cures, Mashri and Namor. This season celebrates the 50th anniversary. Outside the obvious, which is the season movie. Outside the obvious, the season movie is actually an All-Stars movie instead, which won a Guinness World Record for the most voices in a movie. Along with that, episode 23 brought back Nagisa and Honoka from Taiwan for an episode. Episode 36 brings back the Cures, the MAHOU TSUKAI Cures, Love from Fresh, and Nozomi from Yes 5, along with a specific villain we dubbed the villain that may have turned good, but shows up in everything. You will see him everywhere. And episode 37 actually showcases everyone from the series. This was actually another season not scared to break boundaries, including dark themes and gender conformity, LGBTQ issues to an extent. Each of the seasons before this had their like underlying shipping, like you could see there's Yuri moments, but it's not actually Yuri or lesbians because it's Japan. This one kind of full on embraced it because we have a little bit more shipping than usual between, I think, Henry and another character. And on top of that, Henry himself wants to be, I think, more non-binary, androgynous. He doesn't like to perform just men's clothes. He likes wearing females, and that becomes an actual plot point for an episode. After that, we had STARTWINKLE Precure, which was 2019-2000 movie, or 2000 movie. 2020 with the relay movie of Wish Upon a Celestial Ballad. It follows Hikaru Hoshina, Cure Star, Lala Hagoromo, Cure Milky, Elena Amamiya, Cure Soleil, Madoka Kaguya, Cure Serene, and Uni, Cure Cosmo, and Prince and Fua. The theme is space, astrology, and imagination. Hikaru is very an imaginative girl. She loves space. She wants to know what's out there. That's when she draws Fua in her notebook and gets transported, thanks to Fua, to Milky's spaceship, who is an alien. It's really funny. They cannot understand each other at first until Fua makes it happen. And that's where Cure Star wants to protect Fua and becomes a Precure. This is actually the first season. While the mid-season Cure is not morally black or white, they're more gray. But even so, they weren't really previously an enemy, per se. It's spoilers, but for the most part, they weren't trying to be an actual enemy. This continues Kira's extra specials at the end where they give horoscopes to 3 signs at every episode. Except for the last episode, it was 1 sign, but it was adorable. It was like, everyone is lucky! And then after that, in the currently airing season is Healin Good Pretty Cure. It follows Naruka Hanadera, Cure Grace, Chiyu Sawazumi, Cure Fontaine, Hinata Hiramatsu, Cure Sparkle, Asumi, Cure Earth, Rabirin, Pegitan, Yantaran, and Latte. The themes are animals, the planets, and health and healing. Nodoka just moved into town. She's been diagnosed with an an illness all her life. I don't know if they finally explained what it was. I am a little behind. I apologize. So they move to this new town. She meets these new people and finds Latte and Rabi Ring and all of them and wants to protect them and becomes a Precure. This season had the biggest hiatus of the series so far due to current events. I believe Futaiwa Max Heartland had like a 3-week delay. I don't remember if it was the Olympics or not. But this one had 2 months of delay because, along with all the other anime, things had to be pushed back, had to be paused because of everything. Surprisingly, this is also the first season that we actually have A1 as a transformation, as compacts, phones, all that was still up to this point. And this season is actually currently being simulcast on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll announced it about back when it started airing again that we will start subbing from 13 on. And they have been doing that. It actually airs tonight. I think it actually is up now, possibly, if you're on premium. Along with that, they said they would do 1 to 12 at a later date, which they have now, so you can now see the whole season if you want to try it out. There is actually one missing cure we have not gone through. It is Ayumi Sakagami, Cure Echo. There's not much to go on for her, unfortunately. She's only in the All-Stars movie, and she needs more screen time. Specifically, she's a main character in New Stage 1, and then after that, we see her in New Stage 3, and in MAHOU no Uta Sing with Everyone. Along with that, I did say there was All-Stars movies. If it interests you, you don't have to watch them with the season. They're usually basic, so you don't get any spoilers. But in order, they are All-Stars Deluxe, All-Stars Deluxe 2, All-Stars Deluxe 3, New Stage 2, New Stage 3, The Spring Carnival, Sing with Everyone, Dream Stars, Superstars, HUGTTO, X Futaiwa, All-Stars Memory, and Miracle Universe. And upcoming is Miracle Leap. As I said, they are usually shown in April. But because of everything, again, it got pushed back. And right now, the planned release is October 31st. And as of this month, we haven't heard any word that it will be delayed. So more than likely, unless they really do this last minute, we will actually finally get it. So what's with the Precure series? Why is it so special? Overall, even with sometimes hinting at darker themes and questions, it is a light-hearted little girl series, which sometimes we need, especially now. Despite that, and being a money cow is a series that a lot of people, even outside the target audience, enjoys, whether for the otaku reasons, being a magical girl fan and needing the happiness it brings, or being a parent of a kid watching it. As I said, Healin Good was the first official release that wasn't Glitter Force Hell in over a decade, and it totally came out of left field. Of course, it gained a bang reaction, and Cure gained even more because we weren't expecting any previous series to come over besides the original. So what season should I start with? Unfortunately, this will be what you were interested in. I gave you a brief synopsis. You won't click with every season. Maybe you will. It really depends on how you like it. Like I said, I have my favorite season. That might be someone else's least favorite season. Everyone has their own favorite seasons. Some people only like specific seasons. Some of us like all the seasons. If you do want to go with something that usually has a positive reaction in the community and make sure you like it, as I said, your best bets are usually HEARTCATCH and Go Pretty. They usually have the best reactions. It's just basically do your research, unfortunately. But hopefully it gives you some oversight of the series and maybe gets you into them. Other places to see other Precure fans within the community, because we are growing, but we're still small. There's a lot of anime, or a lot of Precure YouTubers. I know a few. Pixie is the one that I see most, and Pixie does actually have recommendations for others, and her Precure overview video that goes a little bit more in depth than I did, but it's like an hour long. There's a Precure Reddit that is fairly active. There's a Precure live journal, but it's not as active as it used to be. I think when I joined for Sweet, it was very active then, and now it's very silent. I think everyone moved on to Reddit. There is a Precure Twitter that is kind of active also. And that should be... Oh, thank you. I missed that. Yeah, 27 minutes. Actually, we are done, so... Unless you have questions, I'll ping ya. Oh, hi. Alright. Well... You're good. That's why I'm trying to do this little panel, because I'm like Join us. If you like magical girls, join us. Most of us don't bite, I promise. And if you don't, that's fine. All right. And since you're the only one here, I think I'm going to end the panel if that's okay with you. Thank you again, I, for dealing with me tonight.